Have you ever lost someone? And I'm not talking about death specifically, just lost someone in general. Maybe someone who you thought would spend the rest of their life by your side, would get to see you grow and accomplish your goals. Maybe someone who you imagined a life together with, an entire future with them. But then, all of a sudden, they can't be part of your life anymore due to reasons beyond your control. The life you imagine, gone in an instant. A mix of emotions run through you. Sadness, despair, rage. It's all just unfair. That is the exact premise of the story we'll be talking about in this video. This story takes place in the third year of the Injustice series, and it's about a dream that Superman had. A dream of the life that was taken away from him. Obviously, this video will include lots of spoilers from the Injustice comics, so if you're interested to check it out for yourself, go read it and then come back for the analysis. Or if you'd like to read just the story that I'll cover here, it's chapters 13 and 14 of year 3. Honestly, I think these are the best chapters in the entire series, so you should definitely check them out. But if you don't mind the spoilers, let's begin. For those who are not familiar with it, in the Injustice universe, Superman accidentally kills Lois Lane and their unborn child during a battle with the Joker. And on top of that, Lois's heartbeat was synced to a nuclear warhead hidden in Metropolis, programmed to detonate if her heartbeat ever stopped. Superman, brainwashed by the Scarecrow's toxin, kills his wife thinking that he's fighting Doomsday. In a single moment, the Man of Steel lost the love of his life, his child, and his city. In a fit of rage, Superman kills the Joker, and that would be the point of no return for Clark Kent. Humanity's once greatest symbol of hope, now its greatest symbol of fear. Fast forward to the third year of Injustice. During a skirmish between Superman and Batman, the Man of Steel gets hit by a spell that makes him fall asleep indefinitely, but it also makes him dream of the future that was stolen from him. We are now inside Superman's dream, back to that fateful day in Metropolis. But this time, Batman's words reach Superman just in time to save Lois and the child she was carrying, as well as the entire city. Superman hugs his wife, glad that she's okay, and immediately turns to the Joker. He's determined to make sure that the Joker will never threaten the ones he loves ever again. However, Batman intervenes, saying that he will take care of the clown. Superman is obviously distrustful. How many times did Batman take care of the Joker? And how many times he escaped and killed innocent people? However, this time, there's something different in Bruce's eyes. He promises Superman that the Joker will never threaten him again. In the Batmobile, on their way to Gotham, the Joker is taunting Batman, saying that everything he does, it's for him. All for their little game of cat and rat, and he adds that Bruce needs him, as much as the Joker needs Batman. At one point, the Joker mentions how fun it was to play with Superman, and that he will wait for Superman's child to grow up and attack them again. And that is when Batman snaps the clown's neck, twisting it backwards, killing the Joker, right before turning himself in to the police. It's important to emphasize that this is all inside of an idealized dream by Superman, so we're seeing everything that he wanted to be true. For example, how much he wished that his best friend was loyal enough to the point where he would compromise his moral code just to protect his family. Superman decides to visit Batman in prison to tell the news about his child, and to thank him for going against everything he believed in for his friend. He tells Bruce that he can leave prison earlier if he wants, but Batman says that he needs to do his time, and tells Superman to go and live his life. We then get one of the most beautiful sequences I've ever seen in a comic book ever. It begins with Clark and Lois welcoming their daughter, Lara, to the world. And throughout this whole sequence, we get an insight of Superman's thoughts regarding his family. Yes, Clark already had a family with the Kents, but this was different. This new family was created by him with a woman from Earth, and his daughter was the definitive link between his alien origins and his new world. Clark talks about how, for the first time in his life, he has someone who he could truly hold without worrying about hurting them. Someone who is just like him. He then goes through every part of being a parent, from the crying, to the first words, to the first steps, and to the first flight. We also see Green Arrow helping her practice her aim. This part hits different, because in the real world, Superman killed Oliver in a fit of rage, and him being here in this perfect dream shows how much Clark misses his old friend. We then get a time skip. Lara is much older now, and Superman is letting her take the lead on saving the world. However, Lara is disturbed by something. She sees that Earth, humanity, doesn't have much time left. It's not really clear what exactly she's talking about. Could be war between countries, or environmental problems, or social issues. But considering that it's humanity we're talking about, it's probably all of the above. Superman tells her that they have the power to change all of that, to control mankind's destiny, to keep them safe from themselves. But Lara disagrees. She instead wants to try and talk to them. Unlike Superman, she was born on Earth. She's one of us. Lara gives a speech at the United Nations, urging the whole world to take action and prevent humanity's demise, because the superheroes cannot do that alone. After the speech, we get to see an older Bruce Wayne, and we find out that in this future, he married Diana. This part is particularly special, because in the real world, Batman and Wonder Woman borderline hate each other. The final part of the dream shows Superman back at the Kent's farm, playing with Krypto. Lois appears and notices that her husband seems troubled. Clark tells her that everything's moving too fast, and he wished that they had more time together. Lois simply caresses her husband and says, "Stay with me, Smallville. We will have many more days." And with that, the dream comes to an end. We then cut to the real world, where Wonder Woman is fighting Sinestro, because she thinks he's the one responsible for putting Superman to sleep. Meanwhile, we have an internal monologue for the Man of Steel himself. "When I was young, I didn't know how to sleep. I pretended so that my parents wouldn't worry. I would wait until they were asleep, then I would climb onto the roof and look at the stars. I wanted them to be safe, so I watched over the house. I've always known that the world was full of evil, and I refused to let it touch them. As I got older, I figured out how to sleep, but barely did it because I knew the evil was still out there. It took falling in love for me to get a peaceful night's sleep, and with love came something I had never experienced: dreams. Dreams can be nightmares, or that beautiful lie that you never want to wake from. I am awake, and I'm never going to sleep again." I'm sure that there are more tragic Superman stories out there, and I know that you guys will let me know in the comments. But I chose this particular story because it felt too real for me. And also because, well, it hit a little too close to home the first time I read it. The idea of imagining a whole future with someone, only for that person to suddenly be taken away from you. It's so unfair. It's a certain type of pain that only those who have experienced it can relate to. And just like Superman, sometimes you even dream about the future that was stolen, and you wish you could stay in that dream forever, even with all the voices telling you to wake up. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you, really. I'm sorry for making such a serious tone video right after New Year's. Sure is a way to bring down the mood, huh? But one of the reasons why I made this channel was to express myself, and this comic really hit the feels for me. If this is your first time watching me, please consider subscribing. My upload schedule is a little bit hectic to say the least, but I'll always upload when I have time. I hope you enjoy your stay over here at Vince's Hut, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.